It's always been music, and yeah, music and football, and very quickly realised that I haven't got a sporty bone in my body, and genuinely I pull a muscle walking up the stairs.
Now, today's guest captured hearts all around the world as a member of the chart topping band The Wanted. With massive hits, sold out tours, and a dedicated fan base, Nathan Sykes became a household name. And now he is back with brand new music. He's going solo with a sound that is all his own. I am very excited to welcome to Chaos Radio today Mr. Nathan Sykes. Hello.
Hello, what a lovely intro. Thank you so much.
It's been a short while since we've seen you, so how has life been?
Life has been good. Life has been, it's been a real journey, the last 8 years or so. So after the band came to a kind of natural end the first time round, I decided to do a solo record, and that was a really special journey, and I think especially having a song like Over and Over Again on the first album, that meant a lot to me, because still to this day I get stopped in the street and people are like, that was our first dance at our wedding, so that holds a really special place in our hearts. And it's like, oh, thank you so much. So then going away and writing again, I was very much ready to release what was going to be my second solo album, and then obviously got the news about Tom, and he wanted to tour, he wanted to celebrate the band, he wanted to release new music, he wanted to do everything he possibly could. So I called my record label and basically said to them, I know this is going to confuse you because we were just about to mix the whole album, but I need you to let me out of this contract. They were very confused, but also very understanding. So yeah, I was very appreciative of the human side of the people at the label. And yeah, and obviously kind of we celebrated the band, and then I went back to the music that I'd written previously, and I was like, I need to tell more of a story now. So I wrote again for another couple of years. So it may appear that it's been quite a long journey, and it has, but I've done it very, very quietly from out in the countryside.
Whilst music has obviously always been a big part of your life, going solo, new music, new single, Pieces of Me, like, tell me about it. How has the process been, like, going at it on your own?
It's been absolutely amazing, and the team that I wrote it with. So there's David Snedden, Toby Tripp, and Theo Hutchcraft, who are the amazing songwriters. And I think it's the first song for the album that we wrote together as a four. Me, Dave, and Toby had written another song before Pieces of Me. So Pieces of Me was quite early on in the process, and we essentially wrote the whole album, just the four of us. There's one other song where someone else jumps on as well, but oversharing. So, but it's a really amazing team. But I really wanted to keep it quite tight, because obviously, when I was writing the album, it was a really tough time, and I wanted to be able to be vulnerable, and I wanted to share, and I wanted to write with people that really know me well and know how to get the best out of me. And then Pieces of Me came about from a conversation basically about my career so far. And I was saying to the guys, I was like, it's so weird because people have only seen small snippets of who I am as a person, because they've got like an idea of who they think I am. And then sometimes when I bump into people and I'm walking the dog, and they've got an image of how they think I might act and things like that. But I think if they were a little bit closer, they'd be able to see exactly who I am. And I was like, oh, hang on a minute, there's a song in there somewhere. Which is where I'm out of focus, because you're only seeing Pieces of Me came from. So it's a really great song. I mean, biased, but I love it so much, and I really think it's it's the perfect reintroduction to me as a solo artist.
Yeah, it's such a great opportunity for you now, like you said, to almost, you know, reinvent yourself, let people to know who Nathan really is. Because, like you said, when you've lived a life in such a famous band, people often have somewhat of a view or an opinion or a stereotype of you. But this is your chance to throw it out and be like, no, this is what I'm doing now, and it's a chance for you to tell your story. And I've listened to the song many a time, and it is an absolute hit as well. It is a great song. I really like it. So yeah, no, you've done really well with it, and I'm kind of intrigued to know if you've always had this music passion in your blood. Like, I'm intrigued to know, what did young Nathan want to do when he was younger? Has it always been music?
It's always been music, and yeah, music and football, and very quickly realised that I haven't got a sporty bone in my body, and genuinely I pull a muscle walking up the stairs. I'm useless at any sort of physical activity, so it's always been music. My mum's a music teacher, and from a very early age, literally as a very I didn't realize until she said a couple of weeks ago just how young I was, when she was taking me into music lessons, and I've been surrounded by music, and I remember I used to sit in on her lessons at home, and my mum teaches woodwind, so kind of being surrounded by jazz music and saxophones and stuff like that, it's really amazing. And I think kind of when you've got kind of really good musicians around you from such a young age, it's such a blessing. So yeah, I've always been like really into music, and it's been my whole life really, and I've never known anything different. It's just something that I'm really passionate about, and also I want to kind of work with young artists as well, and hopefully inspire them and help others as well. That's one of my goals.
Yeah, and I have to admit, I'm pretty sure I saw a clip float, and you're probably going to hate me for this. I saw a clip floating around on the internet the other day of a very young Nathan, maybe 10 years old, which I think some people maybe don't even realise. It was a Fame Academy clip. And that was you, 10 years old, doing Fame Academy. That's wild.
Kids Fame Academy, and it was like the CBBC spin-off of Fame Academy. And what is absolutely wild is the person that I've written most of this album with, David Snedden, he actually won that series of Fame Academy.
Oh wow.
So we've really gone full circle, me and Dave. And he said to me the other day, he vividly remembers seeing me kind of turn up, because obviously at the time it was kind of like they all stayed in the house, they weren't allowed contact with the outside world and all that sort of stuff, and we were kind of like the first kind of outside people they'd seen in weeks. So it's really weird that he's now one of my best mates, and we're writing albums together.
Now, Nathan, my show here on Chaos Radio, it focused a lot on pop culture. We talk, we played music, we play games, and I love all things pop culture, okay? And I know some of your former bandmates over the years, I love talking TV, okay? It's one of my biggest passions. Some of your former bandmates over the years have done various shows, from Strictly to Dancing on Ice. And I have to ask you, if you had opportunity to do any of these shows, which one would you fancy the most?
Being completely honest, I've said no to a lot of them, and I've passed on quite a lot of opportunities. There was a really big one that I turned down, so I could go on tour with Alessia Cara, which I think whenever anyone asks what would you rather do, kind of be on reality TV or open for someone, that's that was a decision that I made at the time. In hindsight, probably should have taken the check, but being on tour with Grammy-winning Alessia Cara, shall I say, that was a really special experience, and Alessia's an amazing person. So yeah, that was an honor. But yeah, in terms of what would I do, I think it's finding something that I would really love doing. I don't know if there's any that are there any great shows that are about traveling. That'd be fun. I love traveling.
Maybe race across the world or something like that. That would be quite good for you, wouldn't it?
Give me a call. Give me a call. While you're at it, obviously I am nowhere near famous enough to be amongst the names that are being talked about for the Traitors, but also give me a call. Just because I'd be terrible. And I really love the show. So I think that yeah.
Oh, Nathan, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule and coming on to Chaos Radio. It's been lovely to meet you.
No, thank you so much. I've had a lovely time. Thank you so much.
No worries at all. Just give us one final plug. Where can people follow you? Where can people hear the new single?
You can follow me on all social media platforms. Some are used more than others. And just my name, Nathan Sykes. And the new single, Pieces of Me, is out now, and it's available across all streaming platforms.